Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry if you can hear the cars outside. It's just so nice outside. I have to have the windows open. Today is technically the first day of fall, but it doesn't really feel like it. I'm waiting. It's almost October. It's still like 80 degrees. Today, it was like 77 degrees, which is just great. So today I actually want to revisit someone I've made a video on before, and you know by the title that it is Boogie. So if you don't know, earlier this year I made a video on Boogie citing the Sam and Tolkien Reddit page, and it was a mess. It was utterly a mess. If you don't know, go watch that video. It's kind of outdated now because your girl crawled through this Boogie mess. Your girl crawled, got this nasty little like-dislike ratio. Boogie dragged me on stream, sent me horrible DMs, got his friends to come after me. All of this stuff, and now you guys are on my side. Interesting how now everybody's like, maybe he's not that great. Yeah, honey, I've been saying it. I have been saying it. So I want to revisit everything and kind of give you some insight and some DMs and a whole lot of mess and what happened after I made my video. So my video was mostly just me talking about why I used to be a huge fan of Boogie. He used to be a kind of an inspiration because his weight loss and him like overcoming a lot of childhood stuff, just he's overcome a lot. And I'm not going to sit here and say that all of that is invalid or fake, because no, it's not. But the issue I have is that Boogie is not a teenager. Boogie is in his 40s, I believe. He is a literal grown man. He's had enough time to work. There's no arguing that Boogie hasn't had enough time to cope with the things that he has been through. And I come from a place of, I feel it. I had a rough childhood. I had to learn how to grow up very fast. I've had a lot of bad stuff happen to me over the years. And the issue I have is that there is no growth whatsoever. And there needs to be some sort of growth from someone who's had so much time. You have had so much time to work on yourself. You have money to go to a therapist. A lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have money for going to a psychiatrist and getting medicated. They don't have money to go to a therapist and to get the tools and the insight from a third party that can professionally diagnose you, tell you what is happening in your head, and get you help. And you have all of that, and you're still messing up. There's still so much happening all the time, and it's a massive pattern. You know that you are struggling as a human being when Keemstar makes a valid point about you that most of the internet agrees with. Keemstar. I agreed with Keemstar about something. That's insane. That's absolutely just insane. And it's just utter manipulation. I've been able to see it for a while. I've seen it for a while. I'm not happy. I know I'm like, haha, told you so. I'm not happy that he has gotten worse and fell into this pit of just a constant cycle of dumb stuff being said, blaming his mental illness. I'm not happy about that. No one is. If you're happy about someone falling into that and really like ruining their life, their career because of that, you're kind of not a great person either. No one wants to see it, but when you do see it, you're just like, I've been saying it. We've been out here saying it for a while now. Something I have always preached and something that I will always stand behind is I don't fall for the whole, I had a bad childhood, I have BPD, I have depression, I have anxiety. Like, I don't fall for it because I used to be that person. 100%. In my late teens, early 20s, I was a mean, vengeful, nasty, horrible person. And you know what I did? I realized that the reason why I'm acting out, the reason why I can't really navigate difficult situations without being angry, nasty, just mean, the reasons why is because of my mental illness. And I made a choice to stop. I made a choice to work on my behavior, learn what my triggers are, and I know triggers are a real thing. I learned what sets me off, I learned what makes me upset, and I learned how to navigate those things. It takes time. For some people, it's harder than others. But you can't keep using mental illness as an excuse. It's not a valid excuse. I don't care what happened to you as a kid. I don't care. You have to, at some point, learn to get better. And some people, it does take them time. And you can tell that they're still trying to navigate it. With Boogie, you are not trying to navigate it. You're trying to milk it until you can get every last cent out of it. Until you ruin your life. And this past, month or two, I would say past couple months, yeah, it's been insane. It's been so crazy seeing him continue to dig this hole. Just continue to say stupid stuff and then be like, I'm just edgy. People don't want to see it anymore. They don't. I have noticed that people that don't care or just excuse his behavior fall for his manipulative tactics. And I don't fault those people. Some people are just more vulnerable to manipulative tactics, especially coming from someone that they admire. It's hard to look past it. It really is. But you have to realize after a certain point that this person doesn't really want to get better. And I think that Boogie also has a lot of people behind him who enable him and try to take down people that criticize him. I know for a fact that they're out there. Hi. I'm going to read the DMs I received from Boogie after I made my video. I have had these saved in my favorites on my phone since this happened. And for a while I thought he actually deleted them, because you can delete DMs on Twitter. This is where I was DM'd on Twitter. I will put them up as I read. I thought he deleted them, but I just had to go, to his Twitter page and then act like I was going to message him through there. I am not the only person who has received DMs like this. Just because I was critical of him. I'm going to have to censor a lot because I want to try and stay monetized. There are a lot of lies and horse in your video. If you want to discuss it privately, I would love to. For example, check my ex-wife's Twitter. She admits there was never any abuse. She admits there was never an NDA. Really quick. Yet you continue to preach it like it's real. Really quick. The only reason why in my video I said that he got an NDA is because he said it. What? I just made it up? You said it, but I took it out of context. It was said. If you really want to know if you really want to know, I think he's saying who I really am, let's set up a phone call as long as I can trust you to keep it privately. No, I never responded to this, and one of the reasons why I did not respond is because he wanted to keep it all private. I'm not letting a YouTuber that I criticized, who went after me, him and his fans ripped me apart in that comment section. I didn't delete in that comment section. I didn't delete anything in that comment section. Nasty, horrible things. Ripped me apart in his live stream. got other YouTubers involved. All because I was critical of you. And I'm not the first person that was. That's what I was the most baffled about, is I'm not the first person to criticize Boogie. I'm not the biggest creator to criticize Boogie. He references a tweet from his ex-wife. It's a real shame you act like you know me and report it like you do when you're literally reporting lies that my ex-wife has disproven on Twitter. All I said is that I would love to hear what she has to say, and that I hope nothing like that happened. And I'm sorry if it came across like I was insinuating that, but I would never insinuate that someone is abusing their significant other. I hope that it doesn't happen. I don't know. I don't know these people. He had a few spelling errors. I have spelling errors too, so I'm not even going to drag him for that. I misspell everything. I think he says, I would admit to making my share of mistakes in the last 18 months. They have been the worst 18 months of my life. But I've never been an abuser. I would myself before I would abuse another person. I would take my own life before I would do to others what has been done to me. And it's a real shame that you think otherwise. I promise you, if I ever make the mistake of being abusive to someone like my parents were to me, I will myself as the very next thing. That is manipulation. He is manipulating me. I can see right through it, because I have been around a lot of abusive people in my life, and I can see it now because I've made a lot of mistakes, and I can see it. I can see it from a mile away. Stop. I want to say a couple months after that, a YouTuber actually contacted me and told me that they wanted to talk to me about the Boogie video because they were worried that it was going to escalate in some way. I'm paraphrasing. They were worried that, not necessarily like threatening me, but kind of implying that maybe someone was going to expose me, or I don't know if I was going to be doxxed. I don't know if I was going to be DDoS'd. I don't know what was going to happen to me. They insinuated that because I criticized Boogie, even though hundreds of other people have, that something was going to happen to me. Then they messaged me again and said, oh, don't worry about it. I actually watched your video, and you really didn't say anything that bad. A mess. The lack of personal growth, I never responded to Boogie's DMs. What is there to even say? I asked a few close YouTuber friends what I should do, because I had never had a situation like this. If I should respond, what I should respond with, and all of them were like, honestly, ignore it, because I know he has done this to other people, and he's trying to scare you. I don't know what the private phone call would entail. I'm not going to privately talk to someone because I criticize them. Not really sure what he would say. I'm sure I'm just stirring the pot again by bringing this up. I've been sitting on these DMs for a minute, for a while, for a few months, and I think about it a lot. I thought about it more because he said that he had that famous, recent quote that all of his trolls are worse than a certain group of people. And I thought about it, and I'm like, is he kind of referring to me in that group? Just because I was critical of someone that I was disappointed in, we could have talked, yeah, but I'm not talking privately. I'm not. I feel like it was in a way kind of meant to kind of scare me into not speaking. And for a while, I wasn't scared, but I was like, I probably just shouldn't say anything. and should probably just keep my head down because I am a smaller YouTuber. And now I just don't care. Boogie has this pattern of constant just bad behavior. He refuses to get better, and I think it's pretty crazy seeing the last like bit of time how bad it's gotten. And I don't know if he'll ever get better. I kind of hope he does for his own sake. He's taking a massive dive right now. He's hemorrhaging subscribers at this point. He always jokes around about his dying channel, and I think he says it in that way to kind of act like he's still that funny guy and he's not worried about anything and has no care in the world, and it's all jokes, and I don't think it really is to him. But I don't feel bad for someone that refuses to get better. Boogie's old enough. I'm in my mid-20s, and I feel like I'm too old to be where I'm at. I feel like I probably mentally should have progressed, but I'm trying my best, and I also don't take it out on other people. I'm not saying horrible stuff and then saying, oh, it's just my mental illness, it's not a big deal. Because it is a big deal. Because, yeah, if you're saying horrible stuff online, you're mentally ill. Even people that act like mental illness isn't a thing and they still say horrible, like you have to be off a little bit in the head to be saying the stuff that he's saying, you know. I don't feel bad for him, and that's that. I would love to hear your opinions down below. My last Boogie video got absolutely, not necessarily ratioed, but I got ripped apart for it. Would love to see how people's opinions have changed. And yeah, thanks for watching this video, and bye.